We've covered Disney's holiday ride overlays before, but Disney is one of many theme parks with Christmas-themed rides. So today, we're going to explore some dark rides that make us feel right at the North Pole, and add an extra Disney holiday overlay that we haven't talked about before. We would like to thank Ridge for sponsoring this video. Use our link, ridge.com/ducksquad, to get up to 40% off of your purchase through December 22nd. We've tried a lot of different wallets over the years, but the Ridge wallet is by far the greatest. It's slim and lightweight, making it ideal for trips to theme parks when you don't want to lug around a large wallet. You can even carry cash in addition to the 12 cards that it holds. We can't say enough good things about the material and craftsmanship of the wallet. And if you carry a lot of keys, they have a great key case that can help you keep your keys organized and under control. You have to use our link, ridge.com/ducksquad. Check it out. Sleigh Ride Magic Train, Santa Park. Underneath the Arctic Circle, deep beneath the ground, lies Santa's secret cavern where it is Christmas all year round. Of course, we're speaking about Santa Park in Finland. This is an indoor Christmas-themed park that opened in 1998. The park is designed to emulate the cavern residence of Santa Claus on the Arctic Circle, and it is stunning. In this park, guests can, of course, meet Santa Claus in his office, visit Mrs. Gingerbread's Gingerbread Bakery, see Ice Princess in her icy kingdom called Ice Gallery, and send postcards from the post office. It also has several Christmas-themed attractions, but one of the most beautiful ones is the Magic Train. This dark ride transports us by sleigh through the various stations of Lapland. The journey starts in a winter forest full of animatronic animals such as moose, owls, and squirrels, among others. We then pass through a small village and make our way through a collection of snowmen and other creatures before arriving at Santa's workshop. Here we are able to see several elves working at the workshop. This scene is not only gorgeous, but also hilarious, because the elves can be seen making all types of mischief, like flying around the roof. The whole ride is beautiful, but the workshop scene is one of the best. The ride then comes to an end at Santa's cabin, where all the elves are gathered around a Christmas tree to celebrate. Magic Train is about 4 minutes long, and it really takes you to the North Pole and makes you feel like you're right there on Christmas Eve. This park is charming, and this attraction is so cute. Magic Tree was created by Garmindale, an engineering company that designs, develops, and delivers ride systems to theme parks, and has been doing so for more than 30 years. They've created many rides through the years, including the one we'll see next. Santa's Sleigh Ride, Sundown Adventureland. Sundown Adventureland, located in Rampton, Nottinghamshire, UK, opened in 1968 as a farmyard run in the owner's backyard. This park was initially known as Sundown Pets Corner, but as time passed, the park grew a lot, adding attractions and different themed areas, like this Angry Birds themed area. This park has grown and evolved so much that in 2020, it was named one of the best theme parks for children all over Europe. And nowadays, it has over 20 rides and attractions. One of these rides is a Christmas-themed dark ride called Santa's Sleigh Ride. This ride was also created by Garmindale, and it takes us on a sleigh ride through the lands of Winter Wonderland. In the first scenes of the ride, we enter a winter forest full of critters and animals dancing along with snowmen. The next scene takes us to a small cabin, and it doesn't take long to realize that this cabin is Santa's house. It is full of holiday decorations everywhere, sacks full of letters, and much more. We continue along the route until we see Mrs. Claus rocking in a chair, watching the cook prepare a Christmas dinner. And next, finally, the man himself. We see Santa sitting in front of a fireplace, and he looks to be talking with Frosty the Snowman. We also enter Rudolph's room, where we see him getting ready for bed. On the ride, we also see a giant advent calendar with several characters and Santa's sleigh reflected in the moon at the end of the ride. This is an adorable ride, and surprisingly, not the only Christmas-themed dark ride in the park. Let's take a look at the other dark ride. The Night Before Christmas Ride, Sundown Adventureland. The Night Before Christmas Dark Ride is the second winter-themed ride at Sundown Adventureland theme park. This second ride centers around elves and a magical forest theme, full of fairy tale creatures. We begin the ride in a fairy forest full of elves, talking trees, multicolored mushrooms, and small bridges connecting the little houses. The ride is chock full of animatronic characters representing all of our favorite fairy tales, such as Goldilocks and the bears who are seen outside their famous cabin. After this scene, we get to see the White Rabbit and Alice, helping us find the way into the woods where we can find Little Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf. In the ride, we can also find Cinderella and her fairy godmother in a beautiful scene where a dazzling array of colors illuminates her carriage. Our journey comes to an end when we get to the Ice Palace, where the Ice Queen resides. Before the ride is over, we get to see two of the cutest reindeer ever, Rudy and Judy, who bid us farewell. And with this, our journey is over. This is an adorable ride, and it is great seeing so many animatronics in it. Nutcracker Suite, Parque Espana. When you hear the name Parque Espana, you might assume that we are talking about a theme park located in Spain, but this is surprisingly not the case. Parque Espana is a theme park located in Shima, Japan, dedicated to Spain's culture and traditions. This park opened in 1994 and features multiple roller coasters, an adventure lagoon ride, a mystery house, and various other rides. There are also flamenco dance performances and various shopping and dining options around the ground. Also, several places that you can find in Spain are recreated in this park. Among the many attractions you can find, there's a holiday-themed dark ride called the Nutcracker Suite. The ride is loosely based on the Nutcracker Ballet, with pieces of its famous score present in all scenes. The ride opened in 2004 as Shining Luminous Castle, where we could see all types of sparkling lights as we went through a Spanish carnival. And then, in 2009, the ride closed to be refurbished and turned into the holiday-themed Nutcracker Suite, which opened in 2010. The ride is full of beautiful fairy lights and it's decorated with cutouts and dolls. Guests ride in what appears to be a Christmas cracker, mostly sideways, but the vehicle is capable of pivoting like an omnimover during the ride. The story of Nutcrackers and Mice King is largely told via painted flat panels strung up with thousands of flashing Christmas lights. It is a beautiful and charming ride. Guests go through various Christmas scenes, tunnels of light, and all of it while seeing the story of the Nutcracker. The ride ends with a wall completely lit up by LED lights and adorned with thousands of presents and different kinds of decorations. This ride lasts about 2 minutes, but it sure brings the holiday spirit to anyone who rides it. North Pole Adventure, Happy Valley. Happy Valley is a chain of theme parks in China. The first opened back in 1998, and since then, they have opened 7 more parks across the country, with 1 more coming next year. These parks are all different and contain several areas. Today, we're going to be talking about the first park, which opened in Shenzhen, and the one in Shanghai, which opened in 2009. This is because both of these parks have a charming and fun holiday-themed ride named North Pole Adventure. North Pole Adventure is a Christmas-themed dark ride created by the fantastic Sally Corporation. In this ride, we are taken to Santa's workshop. North Pole Adventure utilizes Sally's successful ride, game, target, shoot concept, but with a twist. Instead of chasing bad guys, visitors are invited to join 2 children, Snowflake Sally and Winter Willie, and their dog Weezer, in a wonder-filled journey to find Santa and all the Christmas toys. Targets are attached to inanimate objects, such as tree trunks, a toy chest, and an ice floe. The magic pistols fire with a musical arpeggio, revealing friendly owls, bears, penguins, walruses, and other helpful critters, who keep you on track to the North Pole as you travel through a magical forest, sparkling ice cave, and snowfields. During the ride, you find elves busy making toys and candy, and then it's on to visit the reindeer and the jolly man in red himself. The ride has 12 different scenes with over 50 animated props and characters. The first ride opened in Shenzhen, which can be a bit outdated, but the one in Shanghai is very cute and joyful, perfect for the holiday season. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind Holiday Remix, Epcot. Back in 2017, Disney announced during D23 that Ellen's Energy Adventure would be closed at Epcot to make way for a new Guardians of the Galaxy attraction. Not many details were given about this attraction at the time, but it would be the first attraction to feature Marvel heroes at Walt Disney World. After this announcement, Disney confirmed that the ride would be one of the world's longest enclosed roller coasters, and that the ride's name would be Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. The ride was supposed to open in 2021 as part of Disney's 50th celebration, but it was delayed to the summer of 2022 due to the park's closures during the pandemic. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind finally opened on May 27, 2022. This ride features a backwards launch, which is a first for Disney. It also features elevated roller coaster trains that conceal track underneath, and can also move independently, spinning around 360 degrees to face screens or set pieces. Now the ride is presented as the Wonders of Xandar Pavilion, the first Otherworld pavilion at Epcot. For their presentation, they have decided to focus on deep space travel, with an elaborate planetarium called the Galaxarium, serving as a way to give guests a look at the formation of the universe as well as offering a hyperjump visit to Xandar. However, our field trip to Xandar is interrupted when the celestial Esson, aka Searcher, comes to Earth to reset reality, resulting in the Guardians of the Galaxy coming in to try and defeat him. In the chaos, guests are sent back in time to witness the Big Bang. On June 23, 2022, Disney announced that Cosmic Rewind would receive a Christmas overlay with a holiday mixtape soundtrack, featuring a mashup of seasonal jams. This overlay is called Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind Holiday Remix, and it includes 5 songs, one of which, Run Rudolph Run, has its lyrics changed to reflect Rocket Raccoon. Also, there's an additional line of dialogue with Rocket referencing the North Pole near the end. This overlay began on November 25th, 2022, coinciding with the release of the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special on Disney Plus the same day, and is running until December 30th. Great Humbug Adventure, Santa's Village. Santa's Village is a Christmas-themed amusement park located in Jefferson, New Hampshire. This park opened back in 1953. The park has 23 rides that are Christmas and winter-themed. One of these rides is the Great Humbug Adventure. This is the only dark ride in the park, and opened in the early 2000s. This ride is an interactive, family-friendly dark ride, where Ebenezer Scrooge recruits guests to travel through his home and help with his humbug infestation. The task at hand is to help Scrooge with the disgruntled humbugs that are wreaking havoc on his estate. The ride received a transformative makeover for its 20th anniversary, done by the amazing Sally Dark Rides. The story of the Great Humbug Adventure Dark Ride remained the same, taking riders throughout the homely mansion of Ebenezer Scrooge. But now, it features a completely new queue experience, hosted by Scrooge accompanied by one of the pesky humbugs. During the pre-show, a terrific animatronic Scrooge explains how to use the special giggle gadgets to tickle the humbugs. Once the humbugs are tickled, they stop wreaking havoc, and their laughter spreads Christmas cheer throughout the land. The ride takes us through 14 intricately decorated scenes where guests will encounter over 60 humbug targets. Once a target is hit, it changes color to provide additional scoring opportunities during the ride. And not only is the ride fun and interactive, but it also has several incredible Scrooge animatronics. We can find the one in the queue explaining how the ride and the giggle gadgets work, one in the middle of the ride using a giggle gadget and spraying the humbugs, and one at the end, who appears very happy and thanks us for our help. This looks like such a fun ride. Another huge win for Sally Dark Rides. Haunted Mansion Holiday, Disneyland. And we couldn't leave out the Haunted Mansion Holiday. After all, it is probably the best holiday overlay ever at the parks. It starts in September for Halloween time at Disneyland and lasts until January, when the holiday celebrations end. The idea for this overlay came after the Christmas overlays for Country Bear Jamboree and Small World were very successful. Imagineers wanted the mansion to be full of holiday spirits, and they floated around several ideas until they decided that the best one was bringing the world of The Nightmare Before Christmas to the ride. Haunted Mansion Holiday opened on October 3rd, 2001, and it became an instant classic and hugely popular ride among guests. The mansion gets completely redecorated during this overlay. In the ride, we find Zero floating in the Endless Corridor, Madame Leota reciting the 13 Days of Christmas in the Seance Room, Jack's Presents and Naughty or Nice list in the attic, Jack dressed as Sandy Claus greeting guests at the gates of the graveyard, Sally daydreaming over a grave, Oogie Boogie at the exit crypt, dressed up as Boogie Claus, and many more nods to the original Nightmare Before Christmas movie. But the greatest thing about this holiday overlay is the gingerbread house in the ballroom scene. Every year, Disney's pastry chefs have created a new themed gingerbread house for the attraction. Every year the house is different, and every year it just keeps getting better and better. And the smell of gingerbread when the black Christmas sleighs pass in front of the house is delicious. Disney also added this overlay to Tokyo Disneyland on September 15th, 2004. The overlay has some changes, but it remains basically the same as the one in Disneyland. Of course, these two are not the only Disney holiday overlays, and if you want to see more, we suggest you check out this video, where we talk about many more.